Hey guys, Fox here, and today we're going to be talking about how another USFL cornerback, this time in Quenton Meeks, is going to the NFL. He's going to the Saints, and it's like I said earlier, that it seems that a ton of teams really respect the cornerbacks that were in this league. As for Meeks, he has played in some NFL games. He mainly played with Jacksonville. He did play a couple games with LA. He's been on a couple active rosters naturally, but overall, in those games, he didn't do much. The main was his, first year at Jacksonville. He ended up having 2 pass defenses and 8 tackles. But he was a high pick in the supplemental draft, picked in the second round. And as for his time in the USFL, he actually was 25th in tackles, which, naturally, as you know, depending on how you view cornerbacks, that's not a good stat. It's a good stat. Whatever. He did have 28 solo tackles, and he did have an interception. And he had 5 pass defenses, and the Saints definitely think something of him to sign him. As for the Saints' defensive back rotation and cornerbacks, you have Paulson, Adibio, oh my god, I just said that wrong 8 times. And then you have Marshawn Lattimore. Then second string you have Alontae Taylor, PJ Williams. Third string you have Bradley Roby and DeMarcus Fields. And then fourth string you have Dylan Mabin and Vincent Gray. As for their fourth stringers, and third stringer, I guess, Vincent Gray and DeMarcus Fields are both undrafted free agent rookies. Then as for Dylan Mabin, he's played on 2 teams in 2020, hasn't played since. Not really a worry for, Meeks should be able to beat him. Bradley Roby, despite never being a Pro Bowler, he does have name recognition. He was a big part of the no-fly zone Denver team in 2015. He was a first-round pick in 2014. He's been a very solid player for a good amount of his career. He's not, the best player there is, but he's a very solid cornerback to have. But he hasn't been as good recently, hence why I solo on the depth chart, but he is still very solid. So, as for their second stringers, Alontae Taylor was a second-round pick this year to try and shore up that cornerback rotation. And then PJ Williams, he was a third-round pick back in 2015. He's been here his whole career, and he's actually played a couple other positions before. He's a very versatile type of, defensive player. And overall, he's been very solid at his job. He's gotten at least a sack in, every other year. He's a consistent 40 tackle guy. He's a very solid piece to have around. Then, as for Adibio, he ended up being a third-round pick in 2021. And he started all 17 games for the Saints last year. He had 3 interceptions, 66 total tackles, and 4 TFLs with 8 pass defenses. Then Marshawn Lattimore, another name brand guy. Everyone knows who this guy is. 11th overall pick in that really good 2017 draft. Aside from his sophomore year, he's been a Pro Bowler every year of his career, and he was Defensive Rookie of the Year his rookie year. Awesome player, 4 first forced fumbles his second year. Kind of shocked he didn't end up, being Pro Bowler that year. But overall, Lattimore has been a very solid player. So as for Meeks, it's hard. I think he might be able to get a third stringer. I don't think he'll be second string. I think that their 4 guys on the top are going to stay there. And I think they would rather have an experienced player like Bradley Roby than Meeks be on that other rotation, since they are relying on their defense to help them win games and make the playoffs. So we'll see. This has been Fox. If you enjoy this content, want me to be notified as soon as I upload any videos, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell. And as always, have a great night.